But first of all, Joel, Anand, Samy, and also Natasha Srdoc is on with us, our friends, and their highlight of what the guest list looks like this weekend. Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good morning, Paul. How are you doing?
Good morning, Paul. It's great to see you.
Well, even better after Tuesday, and I don't know if. It's kind of like there ought to be a parade schedule, just like in Atlanta for the Atlanta Braves. There ought to be a parade schedule somewhere in Virginia or Washington. So, but your thoughts and overview from both of you on this, because just to think that the House of Delegates is now red or going to be red is just an historic occurrence. So, your thoughts, both of you.
Well, in fact, Paul, from the center-right, I would say that for them, it is a new day in Virginia. And as you've said, celebrations are across the state or the Commonwealth of Virginia. Certainly, this was a great shock for the center-left, for the Democratic Party. And it showed some of the real issues that Virginians were concerned about. As you know, our work is right in Washington, D.C., but we both reside in Virginia. So we've been able to see firsthand what was going on the campaign trail, but also what the concerns of people were. So you are right. It's really been a great shock, I think, for the Democrats here, and a great victory for Virginians.
Natasha played a cut a little bit earlier this morning from AOC, and she had the audacity to basically said that one of the reasons she thought that McAuliffe lost is because he wasn't progressive enough. So any fear that these people will understand where their mistakes are is just, I think, gone. I don't think they'll understand that.
Right. Actually, the Governor Youngkin and Republicans were, the race was about what people of Virginia and actually Americans, all Americans care about, and that's education, economy, and crime. So he actually won Virginia. Virginians gave him consent because they want a public choice, a school choice, actually. They want law and order. They want a strong police. They want less crime. Actually, during McAuliffe's tenure as a governor, crime in Virginia increased by 43%. So they know what it means to have high crime, low public safety, and safety in schools as well. And the third topic that is very important, not just for Virginians, but for entire America and Americans, is economy and inflation. So Governor Youngkin committed to reduce taxes, to repeal council grocery tax, to see how to reduce also gas tax at the state level. So it's not just the Virginians are celebrating, actually America is celebrating, because Virginian elections are usually a lead indicator of what's going to happen in the next midterm elections, which are coming up. So it means that from the previous experiences and history in 1993 and 2009, after Virginia gubernatorial elections were decided in favor of Republicans, we had a major change in the Senate and House next year. So that would be this following year. Obviously, Americans are looking forward to seeing, because the far left agenda on the Democrat side.
You know, guys, it wasn't only, and this was, I think James Carville mentioned this a little bit earlier on the soundbite that we played. It was not only just in Virginia, but a monumental election for the Republicans across, of all places, Long Island. 99% of the precincts reporting in Nassau County. One of the biggest upsets was the possible race Nassau County executive, the Republican Bruce Blakeman, the Hempstead town councilman and former presiding officer of Nassau County Legislature, declaring victory. We had some other ones there, not only there, but in several other places, Long Island and New Jersey and a couple of other places. So it wasn't only in the Virginia area, Joel.
In fact, you're right about that, Paul. In fact, we were in New Jersey, South Jersey, just a week before the elections, a meeting with a number of leaders, small business leaders, those that were engaged in the community. And what they were saying is that they were truly frustrated with what was happening, not just only in New Jersey, but they looked at the upcoming election that just took place this past week as a referendum on the Biden policies. So they looked at it and said, you know, we're tired of this inflation that's affecting us at the local level. We don't want to see our country lurch to the far left. And I think, for certain leaders across America, individuals that came forward and said, well, listen, even Joe Manchin said that America is still a center-right country. And I think that was a wake-up call, not just only for the far left of the Democratic Party, the progressives. And let's keep in mind, in the House of Representatives, in fact, we know that there's some 93 members that belong to the progressive camp. So the Democratic Party has changed dramatically from what we knew during the days of, say, John F. Kennedy.
The spending bill is so important. I mean, we've got a countdown clock on some of the networks right now talking about counting down to the moment when this happens. We've had some people talk about it historic in terms of it's like the New Deal or it's like the Great Society bill, transformative to this country. And I think for those 90-plus members you're talking about as far as the Progressive Caucus, they are looking at this. This will be when America really made the biggest push towards socialism, and it's scary as hell for a lot of people. The other buzz was the Peter Doocy interview with the president when he said this $450,000, and he seemed to be puzzled. He had no idea where this was coming from. And then he gets back home and probably asks somebody about it. And this is transcended all the way to a report this morning that, he's okay with it. There's got to be a lot of buzz going on across the Virginia and also Washington, D.C. area about who is in charge of this country.
Right. Virginians have spoken. And as I said, it's not just for Virginians. I mean, Americans are celebrating the victory in Virginia. We just received messages from all over the country. This is, a preview of what's going to come. So it's actually, Americans don't want socialism. Socialism was tried and failed. I mean, the largest, the major difference when we look at the left and right is government control. So how people are looking to solve problems in the society and in economy is from the right side. Actually, we believe in limited government. It's not just the right side. Actually, Americans believe in free market that is based on the rule of law, protection of property rights, and which protects life, liberty, and private property. The socialists believe in government that takes control of people's lives and solves all the problems. But that did not work. It was tried. It failed utterly in Eastern Europe.
It's never, ever worked. You're absolutely right. Co-host of America's Roundtable radio program and co-founder of International Leaders Summit. Who do you guys have on this weekend?
Well, we're excited to have Governor George Allen, who served as a previous governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia. He was on the campaign trail with Glenn Youngkin. So he's going to give us an update on what he really heard and saw on the local level. He's going to give us an update on what to anticipate that Glenn Youngkin will do on day one. And we're delighted to have Roger Helmer, a former member of the European Parliament from the United Kingdom. And he's going to give us an update of what happened in Glasgow when 400 private jets flew into that city. And, they talked about climate change and what its impact is going to be upon us as citizens.
I think the Caravan was one of those 85 cars in the Caravan, and the exhausts were working on every single. I doubt very seriously if there was an electric car among them. So it's going to be interesting.
Yes, indeed.
Guys, thank you so very much, and congratulations on the success of that program. It's called America's Roundtable radio program, and it is part of the SuperTalk lineup. It's Joel, Samy, and also Natasha Srdoc, and we thank you guys so very, very much. Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much, Paul.
Have a great weekend, Paul.